You know, if JDG are caught out, if there is a position where they're not supposed to be, they get tagged by a Winter's Bite and taken down by Xin Zhao, that target is going to fall very quickly.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what Jue and Milky Way can do together in that specific duo. I feel like having a lot of power and giving Milky Way big opportunities, like goal advantage in kind of all lanes, you know, particularly the bottom side is where we're seeing it the largest, but also shout out to Xiaoshu, who is farming up rather nicely on the bottom side now. So my eyes are right now on to who can step up out of the two of them to become that big threat.
This is JDG's time here, right? With all of these ultis up and ready, this is when we're looking to see JDG really pop off. We don't have first items yet, but the fact that FPX are able to steal away just one of those grubs for me is really big. It's a pretty important win for them, and JDG didn't get all three grubs. They did get the dragon down with this dragon. Jun's ulti is about to come back up off cooldown, and the first item for Pei is being completed. It's the only one on his team. Aside, it's Milky Way on the flip side, who's got that Sundered Sky already picked up.
Milky Way flashes in and knocks away 4 with the Crescent Guard, but he went a little bit too prematurely. It's going to be the equalizer to burn him down.
Very desynced on this engage here. Milky Way goes in with not really any follow-up. The Braum not able to do too much. The Ornn, Call the Forge God, was a little bit late, and now Xiaozu face takes care.
Yeah, he gets exhausted as well. Remember, they burned that flash at the top lane just a couple of minutes ago. The Glacial Fissure going to slow Xiaoshu down. Care going to try to get something back and will with that Unraveled Earth. So
with that ebb and flow, they've got a little bit of vision on it as well now with that ward that Care's walking over. Xiaozu in the river here. Equalizer could be massive.
Scout, Blast Cone's over. He's stuck in the pit right now, but he's okay with that at this point. Shockwave lands on a Milky Way. They're going to try to just focus down the Herald, and Milky Way should smite it away. Pays down to 400 HP. He dashes away, and Xiaoshu's overheated. Shun looking for a little bit more damage onto Jue. Dashing forward, one more crushing blow will seal the fate of Jue. It's a 1-0 overall for JDG, but already FPX controlling that Rift Herald. They have themselves the eye in Milky Way's hands, and they'll send themselves back to base overall happy with how things went.
A very strange skirmish here, but it's FPX who come out with that Herald objective. They may lose out on this tier 1 turret in the mid lane, though. You can see Jun fishing for Jiaqi.
Forcing a flash. You're going to take that. A lot of mid lane damage, too.
Yeah, they take the turret in the mid lane as well, so I think overall this is very favorable for JDG. Sheer not tier 1 turret, and then maybe look to TP in afterwards.
Ooh, Care going forward with the Weaver's Wall. Engage. Care shooting out a decent amount of hope on Shun. And Xiaoshu has now arrived. The Dragon's at 5,000 HP. Shun going to try to get in there to secure a soul point for his team, or just start the fight in its own right. Sheer with the Call the Forge God lands it onto Pace, forcing him away, and that means that FPX will claim the Drake and
melted. If Xiaozu walks forward, he's going to be in a bit of trouble as well on this turret.
Does not hit that additional wind becomes lightning, but a huge chunk of damage comes through from Care, and that means that he will pick up his second kill of the game, and Xiaoshu will die once more. That should be the mid tier or bot tier 1 also going down.
It is going to be some chip damage on this top tier 2, same for the mid lane tier 2 as well, so it's not without its own consequence, but for the time being, it's a good play for FPX to secure themselves one turret, secure themselves a kill as well, and bully
is control. His Dragon's down to 5,000 HP. Seismic Shove does not land on the Xiaoshu as Care has a good angle to dish out a lot of damage. The Weaver's Wall is going to come out, actually really separate everybody on JDG. The Call of the Forge God only finding the clone, but that's enough for the Dragon to be secured by Milky Way once again, but the Equalizer is slowing the front line up. In goes Shun with a Cyclone, and this Tidal Wave will knock up 3. But everybody on FPX should still be able to get away. Jiaqi wanting to make sure he can...
For JDG, they do finally end up making that play for the tier 1 turret down on the bot side. Scout able to whittle away at that health pool and actually find himself now a second turret as Jun top side.
Oh, Shun. He clears out the entire wave of the Cyclone, forces Care to flash in a bad spot. And here is Pays. Eats a big chunk. Weaver's Wall not going to be used in time. As visual bug, so that should be available for him to get into things. Call the Forge God comes out. Scout was separated, but he instead goes for the other side of things. Sheer, maybe not finding a single target with that ability as a Tidal Wave combined with the Equalizer. It's chunking Care down to 40% HP. Shockwave lands on a 3 from Scout, and now the slaughter could potentially commence. Shun claims the Otacon. And now Jiaqi is the healthiest member, but he's the farthest forward. He gets dashed on by Shun. Now a 5v4 has opened up, and Jiaqi has to flash away. Sheer now taking the brunt of the damage, and he's going to have to use the shearing charge to try to escape, but in goes Scout. He flashes forward, gets a double kill, and all of FPX are down. An ace picked up as JDG now control the Rift.
And as soon as they can get in, JDG slaughter FPX. It's clinical down in the bot lane. And honestly, we were saying this season that Scout had been lackluster. This one fight from the JDG mid laner is enough to set apart him from the rest of that grouping once again. A mammoth performance from him.
Not even taken. As now FPX look a little bit more desperate. Scout, as we were praising him, now gets caught out, and Milky Way will shut him down.
Now it's about how well can FPX hold this choke. Making JDG walk in shouldn't be easy.
Yeah, Sheer trying to box out everybody on JDG. Shun unable to ever get into the pin. They knock up Paze. Milky Way with a 3-talent strike, but he goes a little bit too far, and Paze is able to take him down. 2 kills.
One fight around that dragon, secure themselves a Baron as well.
Oh.
The timing looked good, but Jun knows, he knows his smites. He's got it.
I was like, no way, right?
Knocking him up on the knuckle of the wall into the mid lane. He ends up knocking up on the little pillar that he put previously, and is by no means in range to knock up Paze, and that layering of CC wasn't quite available. Milky Way.
Very aggressive with that empowered blast cone, knocking up Paze. There goes a huge combo, and Care gets a racket. Items start to get picked up. Jachi's now at his 3rd. The ornaments now really coming to play a big role as Sheer has hit level out.
When you look at the engages on both of these sides, it's pretty tricky for either side to find that big one.
Oh, let you do that! That's a Shun Scout combo. Shockwave landing on Jachi, taking him down instantly, and Sheer's the next target, already 2 for nothing, and that might be it. JDG find a perfect engage as they take 2 down and 2 inhibitors.
We love a good caster curse. It's tricky to find an engage. Well, we found the one way that we can. Paze though. Flash.
He's gonna get engaged on too, but Milky with the Crescent Guard gonna keep himself alive for a little bit. Not enough though, as Paze jumps into the Crescent Guard and ends up picking up the 3rd kill of this extended fight. 3 for nothing now. It's gonna have to just be Care and Jway. Not much hope in the world unless these waves can be cleared with these. Wink eats up a ton of tower shots now with the flash away, should be able to survive. But with Jachi spawning in 10, JDG do not want to risk going for a crazy attempt to end.
Okay, the game doesn't end, Grapes, but it's pretty much won from here for JDG. They have a 10k gold lead, and more importantly, their presence on the map just went up exponentially. They secured 2 inhibitors, and there's an open inhibitor in that top side as well. They should just be able to find that top inhibitor.
Regardless, it seems that this Lucian is very strong at this point. With the Baron spawning at 45, they might have tried to cut out Scout, but he uses a Shockwave really nicely to stall out Care and wait for the rest of his team to arrive. He gets knocked up though by the steering charge. Milky Way gonna try to chase him down, but Scout's gonna be able to live with the help of the healing from Wink and keep himself alive. And he waits for the rest of his team to respond. Already 2 for nothing. Jachi has to flash away, and in comes Xiaoshu, burning FPX to a crisp. And Care goes down, Jachi goes forward to try to get one back, but it will not happen. Paze will live with 50 HP, and JDG will control game 1 of this best of 3.
A very meticulous game number 1 from JDG, and one that they win deservingly here. It looks really good for FPX for about 10-15 minutes of this, but
you really slice apart this Scion up in the top side.
Yeah, it's a great pairing, right? You find one target, you can also take them down, so this now completely changes.
Milky Way is going to be in the range to go for a bit of a flip, but a teleport has come in as Xiaoshu will be able to join with his ultimate and his flash. Milky Way steals it with the dragon, and now JDG are stuck in the bounce downs a little bit. Gene Wills does a lot of damage. Here comes the Choo-Choo Train. Not going to knock anybody up. Care instead finding the Justice Touch on a Paze, but he will get targeted, and Xiaoshu will pick up first blood. Jway the next target, making it 2 for nothing on JDG's side.
He's stuck in the pit here. JDG, they need to come and collapse on the Varus. He flashed away from the Scion ulti. Now there are 4 people trying to rout him.
They're waiting for Sheer. Milky Way jumps over the wall. Hook shot comes forward. Nice flash away from Scout to keep him alive. And now Paze is looking on the flank at the 5v3. And JDG are liking those odds very nicely. Wink not landing the stun. Sheer still has his ultimatum available.
TP.
Not putting it on anybody just yet. Another teleport has come in. What a crazy fight we have here in the top side jungle. As Sheer going on to Wink with that Hextech ultimatum. We'll be able to take him down. Xiaoshu in some trouble right now. FPX get 2 kills right back.
And they just trade them back.
Just like game number 1, FPX is going to sneak away 1 grub, but JDG will control the rest, as that is a small win on their side of things. However, with FPX getting that first dragon in a much better spot objective-wise than they were the first time around.
Yeah, I think importantly as well.
Test this major objective. Milky Way starting the dragon up. Toggling it just a little bit, but the vision is played beautifully here by FPX. They've caught out Wink, used the crash down, but the between moves from Scout is big, and it forces the land respite out for Milky Way. Teleport coming in, Sheer gonna join the party first, but the health bars are so low on FPX's side, and Pays is gonna flash forward and try to rip apart FPX again. Milky Way and Jachi force the flash out as Wink is still somehow alive. Xiaoshu comes in, takes the Kindred out, and Jachi is next on the menu. It's gonna be the inevitable kill going over to Pays, and Shun
all year long.
But now, Scout's gonna look to try to carry this one here for his team. As the Unstoppable Onslaught comes in from Xiaoshu to join his team around that Rift Herald. They should be able to take it down, but FPX look like they want to fight this one out. The Unbreakable Will already burned here by Jue.
Flanking Sheer.
Looking for a big flank. He used the Blast Cone to get over. No! He misses the hook shot, and there's no engage whatsoever on his side, but a two-man knockback comes through from Jue, and he'll be able to take...
Fancy beats his way away from some Aurora spells, but Jun is still here.
Offering the shield, actually going to go aggressive, knowing that the hero's entrance is available. There's that Camille Galio combo. It's going to knock up Shun, but Scout one-shots the Camille, and now turns it into an even numbers fight in Milky Way. And Care don't necessarily like that, with Pays and Wink on the way as well. Justice Punch going to get cancelled. Scout takes another kill, and JDG picked two more.
And the re-engage coming through, right? You've got just Pillar wailing away on you this whole time, and then the engage
just added stats. Going to come at the cost, though, of JDG getting the third dragon in the game.
So we take a look at gold being relatively inconsequential when we look at the scale of top lane. But he's picked up the Kraken Slayer. He's working towards that Collector a second out after that. But Xiaozu is massively tanky at this stage. He's got 3 levels on Jachi, 2 levels on Milky Way. JDG just...
Any intention of trying to take that Otacon. It was just to make sure FPX stayed in a disadvantageous position, but now it's Pays that could be in a bad position himself. He gets ultimatum by Sheer, instantly taken down by Jachi, and now Jue with a 3-man pulverize as well. This is the fight that FPX could win. It's already a double kill picked up here for Milky Way, and they're looking for more, but Scout able to clean things up on the backside, taking Sheer down. Jachi still at half HP as 2 members on JDG live, but the rest of FPX should be able to claim this dragon.
And that's what this comp does, Grapes. They find one target, they kill one target. It's a great pick from Care to start it all off. And Sheer this time manages to execute on the Camille combo. He flashes onto Pays, gives him no room to escape. And yes, on the Corki, you can flash, you can cleanse, but the second the Camille gets that ulti onto you, you get...
Goes down some of the FPX members. Baron has been reset. Mid lane cryo generated, but now Xiaoxu comes in with the Unstoppable Onslaught. Jue jumping in after popping the Unbreakable Will, and they're going to instantly try to burst down Wink. The rail is down, but the Between Worlds lands onto 3 targets. Sheer gets knocked back with the Pillar, but a flash forward comes in from Care. He forces Pays back, but now Pays is going to be able to dish out some more damage, and Shun is still unkillable on the front line. Care goes down. It's 3 for 1 overall, and JDG here looking for more. Jachi gets pillared. Jachi gets taken very, very low. The Lamb's Respite not going to save him for much longer. It'll at least get him 1 kill back, and now Milky Way is stuck in a 1v3, but Xiaoxi's looking to chase him down. The Q not going to connect, but Scout will jump to the wall, look to finish it off. It's an ace for JD Gaming.
And another fight that JDG seemed to claw out from the victory where they had previously found defeat. They're going to break open the base with that mid push and then turn right back towards that Baron. Jun not going to be alive, but they're going to have the HP.
Can always be a threat.
And just take a look at Pays' inventory. He knows the only way he dies is if he gets hit from the rest of his team as well. As you can see, the Varus deep on mid wave.
Dragon.
Baron's being started, but Jue is 1 HP already.
Whoa!
Dead!
The weirding takes him down.
That bunny with a shotgun comes to hunt again and finds themselves some beef.
Find that much. Sheer still on a flank angle. Baron still going on down. Can they get into the back line? To Scout though, they get him. That's the angle onto the bunny. Should be able to blow him up. Goes golden for a second or two. The taunt should come out afterwards. Don't be able to press the W. Flashes away.
Scout, magnificent stasis. Pays up the Seekers too, by the way. It's going to be hard to land that combo from this point. Sion shuts the door, shuts, and Care with no flash will give his life so his carries can escape, but JDG have really played against this combo much better into the late game. Seekers on Scout, Pays building up a Seekers too to make sure he's not the target, and FPX, they've run out of ammunition. They've not been able to land onto the backline, and JDG cleanly going through this late game.
I mean, what do you do at this point? Scout had a crap opening to this split. Had a crap playoffs, to be too honest about it. Today, on this Aurora, he's been magnificent. FPX, man down, gonna try and find the play. Jachi, Milky Way, trying to free fight.
Oh.
They blow up Milky Way there before he can press R2, but CC, good crash down in from Wink, who does get traded for it, but they've lost the Alistair. Sheer, Jachi, trying, but it's a 2v4. Shun's left low, but not down. The damage is still there between worlds. Winning! And Jachi's face is taken off his shoulders, decapitated by the killer bunny rabbit. No hand grenade to be found. JDG 2-0.
JDG will go 2-2 in series, 2-0 on the day, and the re-debut for